Hey, in the last episode, we talked a lot about the performance of this greenhouse and how it's doing. And it is doing great. You know, we showed some charts and showed the temperature fluctuations, both outside, inside, and the water temperature. And that's all going well, and I'm continuing to track that, and I'll show that periodically. But for this episode, I really want to talk about the idea of food insecurity and food abundance, and how a cold climate greenhouse can, you know, whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to move away from food insecurity, you're trying to move more towards food abundance. You just want to eat more nutrient-dense food. You want to be a little bit more self-reliant. You want to be less dependent on the grocery store. A cold climate greenhouse does that for everyone. And as a reminder, we're up here in North Idaho. We're at 48 degrees north latitude. Okay, so we're kind of a cold climate. It is June 5th, 2021. And right now, you know, it's yes, gardens are planted and everyone's doing those things. They're able to plant outside now. We're past, quote unquote, you know, last frost. And, you know, we're pretty comfortably into the quote unquote growing season, but our growing season is short, right? And many times even, you know, early June, soil temperatures are cool. Now it just so happens we just had 2 days of really, really hot weather, and we are definitely growing season. And I'll tell you, you know, the challenge is keeping this place cool in the summer, of course. But you know, we had everything opened up, and we have the exhaust fan going, or you know, it's set by the temperature, and it's working really well. So overall, very happy with the performance of this greenhouse. But what's really, really cool is that we've been eating, you know, fresh strawberries, fresh greens like Swiss chard and arugula. Although the arugula is all done, it all bolted and we've pulled it. But you know, we're basil. The beet greens and some lettuces and things like that. Just several different types of greens that we're eating fresh. Broccoli, loads of broccoli that we've been pulling out of here for the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you know, all those types of things. So this cold climate greenhouse has really been a game changer. Not only is it great at giving us food abundance, but it's just been a real joy and a pleasure to take care of and watch over this first growing season on how it's working. Okay, so now I want to show you just a couple things real quick that are pretty interesting. So we got a couple little quail that are living in here with us, and what these guys are is that we recently hatched them out, and they are a couple extra males that we're strategically integrating in with our other portion of our flock at various times. So they get to hang out in here and live in this place, and they're all over the place around here, and it's pretty fun to come in here and have them. So I got some mycelium from a friend, King Strophoria, so that we're starting to inoculate this area in here. Also, that area in there. So we'll see how that colonizes and how that does. I just got to make sure to keep it nice and moist. Another thing I want to point out is look at that fig in the corner, how great it's doing. It's got some figs on it. We'll see, you know, how it does over time, but it's growing rapidly. In fact, I've had to prune a lot of the understory, and it's doing great. There's some Meyer lemon over there, doing real well. That Hearty Kiwi back there is not doing great. So, you know, that's how it goes, though. We got to test things out and see how they're doing. What I'm really happy about here is we planted a bunch of ginger, and this stuff's really coming up well now. So we'll see how that goes for us. That's cantaloupe over there. It's doing great. I've had to basically, let's see if I can show you a little better. You know, we've got this trellis that's going up here, and eventually I'm sure it'll be taken over well. This is Hearty Kiwi. That's obviously growing up there nicely. And I know I'm going to have to expand it, so I started putting a cable basically up there, and I'm going to do another one from this corner all the way up there. Same thing on that side. So again, cables going across to really maximize the space in here. You can see the hops just going crazy. There is some grapes. It's going gangbusters over there as well. And then just one last thing here. Those are all cucumbers going straight up. So we've had good success with a lot of things. Some things not doing so well. Let's see, what's not doing well. Well, I showed that Hearty Kiwi is not doing well. And there's, you know, again, this aquaponics system is relatively new. And there's a few things that look like they might be shy of some nutrients. So we're playing with it, and over time I think it will improve. But again, everything is going well. Let's see. And the last thing I'll talk about for today is I'm going to be adding a radial flow filter on the end there. As right now, I've got to clean out some different things a little bit too frequently than I would like. So I'm going to add that, and hopefully that'll help. But overall, the system's going really well. You can see all the fish in there. Anyway, that's it for today. I just want to give you that update and talk about how this is really helping with food abundance. It certainly help with food insecurity, you know, if that's the case. And now, you know, with that being said, you know, it's not super cheap or anything to build a cold climate greenhouse, but there's other things short of this, like, you know, basic hoop houses that can be done, which we've used for years. And that didn't cost hardly any money using some basic materials. That really helps too, but this really takes it to the next level. All right, so do me a favor and like this video and comment on what types of questions you have for a cold climate greenhouse.